Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just another update here on HEXO. I've covered them a couple times here lately. Sometimes even get some negative comments about cartels and that type of thing, but I'm still holding some shares. I'm sure if you did some research, there's probably cartel action on a lot of the MJ plays out there, but that's besides the point. That's not something I'm going to go into on the channel. I always appreciate the comments, whether positive or negative. It's all a learning experience, but I have noticed that on some of the HEXO videos that I've done, there has been a negative comment or two, but not to point fingers. They're always welcome. I just haven't researched it, but like I said, if you did the homework, I'm sure a lot of the MJ plays have a lot of or could have cartel action, but anyway, moving on. Just wanted to point that out. So this is HEXO again, and ticker is HEXO. Over the last year, down over 81%, hit the peak there on February 10th like everything else. Down over the last 3 months, about 61%. The last month, down over 45%. That's just a perfect staircase almost. And down in the last week, 5.37. And here's a look today. So actually a little bit in the green. My couple videos ago, I had a nice fat cost basis of $17. I have decreased that now, but still got some room to work it, so maybe get one of these dips and see what another 20 shares would knock it down to. So I haven't done the math on it, but if you don't know what HEXO is, it's a packaged goods MJ company which creates and distributes products to serve the global MJ market. Serves the Canadian adult use markets under the HEXO MJ, HEXO Plus Up, and so on. Been around since founded in 2013. A volume of 13.94 million. Average volume of 9.43 million. A market cap of 294 million. And here's a look at their ratings. 60% hold. And next earnings. It doesn't show earnings coming up, so they must have just had earnings. Here you can see I bought 10 shares on the 15th, so just yesterday actually, 85 cents. And at the end of November for $1.02, so wish I would have waited, and that would have lowered my cost basis if these were 15 cents lower, but keep buying little by little and lower that cost basis. So these are all long-term holds for me. So over here on Bing, currently showing it as a hold, and MJ Company HEXO reports 116 million Q1 loss, launches new strategic plan. Gee, I should hope so after losing that as a ton of cash. When you only have a $294 million market cap, that's basically, we'll see. Says it lost, we'll just call it 117 million in the first quarter, as the MJ Company announced a new strategic plan meant to reduce costs, streamline its business, and improve growth. The company loss amounted to 46 cents per diluted share for the quarter ended on October 31st, compared with a loss of 4.2 million or 4 cents per share in the same period a year earlier. Came as the company is overhauling its operations and leadership after HEXO co-founder and chief executive and chief operating officer departed the company in October. So days later, they replaced Who Ran Trust Beverage Company, a joint venture between Molson Coors, interesting, and HEXO produces Little Victoria Molo and Very Well beverages. So all the help to get into the beverage maybe that'll boost the price. So I've said that about a lot of different MJ companies out there. Just get it into the drinks, and that's gotta take off. Everybody's drinking Red Bull, Monster, all types of energy drinks. Why not drink one with CBD in it? That's just how I look at it. So MJ producer HEXO replaces CFO chairman amid debt woes of plunging stock price. And just kind of some of the same information. So we're just going to skip that. It didn't even show anything. Why HEXO shares got smoked today. This is dated on the 14th. Reported fiscal first quarter 2022 results today. So there you go. It just reported, and investors were disappointed. In addition to a net loss of more than $90 million, company also announced a new strategic plan aimed at achieving positive cash flow over the next year. HEXO shares plummeted in response to on Tuesday, losing more than 10% of the lows and closing the session at that level. So the net revenue increased 70% year over year for the period ended on October 31st and 29% sequentially from the prior quarter. Operating expenses exploded higher, leading the huge net loss. In response, the company announced a new strategic plan dubbed the Path Forward. The company also announced a new board chairman as the previous chairman resigned effective immediately. $90 million loss compares to a loss of just over $3 million in a year ago. Wow. So here it talks about, it also wrote down value investment initially made by Trust, a joint venture with Molson Coors, and created in 2018 as a standalone MJ beverage company. HEXO reports $116.9 million loss as it announces new strategic plan. And I'm just going to scroll through this. Looks like some of the same information. For those of you that want to pause, feel free and read the rest of that. Why Curaleaf Holdings, Sundial Growers, and HEXO jumped, then dropped today. I just did a video on Sundial. Past doing one on Curaleaf. So back to why Curaleaf Holdings, Sundial Growers, and HEXO jumped, then dropped today, and this is just dated here today. So the Canadian MJ companies have had a rough week on the heels of HEXO's quarterly financial report, but all the shares of HEXO and peer Sundial Growers rebounded earlier today. They, along with American counterparts Curaleaf and Green Thumb Industries, reversed course as of 1 p.m. Curaleaf and Green Thumb shares were down 2.9% and 1% respectively, and while HEXO and Sundial stock had both jumped more than 5% earlier in the session, they had reversed those gains as well, with a drop of 0.1% and gain of 0.45% respectively. So what investors in the industry were spooked earlier this week after HEXO reported a net loss for fiscal 2022 first quarter, along with announcing a new strategic plan. Comes with Curaleaf announced it was raising $425 million in high-priced debt on Monday, but the 8% interest rate is actually materially lower than existing debt the company has. And just going to scroll through the rest of this information. Haven't covered Curaleaf for a while, so probably past due doing a video on them as well. So over here on Reddit, Trust CBD USA, Molson Coors, and HEXO Corp. A joint venture expands very well CBD beverages semi-nationally. Quebec authorities questioning MJ producer HEXO. Still positive about HEXO. We'll have to see. Over here on StockTwits, currently at 83 cents, a 52-week low of 87. That needs to be updated, and a high of $11.04. Should see the updated info. New article receives a sell from ATB Capital. Here goes. Hey, bashers of both, give it a rest. Let's call a truce. We both need to succeed, and who enjoys seeing MJ lovers lose money? Come on, go HEXO and go Sundial. That's what I say. They're two of the crappiest MJ stocks out there. They just don't do anything. That's why I'm sticking to High Tide. High Tide is definitely my favorite. Over here on Tip Ranks, currently at 83. This is showing a sell. 3 to hold, 2 in a sell with a 24.7% upside to $1.04. High of 164, low of 62 cents. But if you have HEXO, I've had some comments and people leaving their cost bases and everything. That's always appreciated, and how many shares you have. Especially a couple videos ago when I had a $17 cost basis. That was really ugly. Now I got it down to 169, so but it's still got a lot of room to grow to get me back in the green. So, but if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.